Hey everyone, this is Mike with Tiny House Chattanooga. Just want to give you an update on where we are with the progress of our build. We're a new builder here in Chattanooga, just getting started. We are, however, doing the first steel frame tiny house in the country that we know of. It's galvanized steel, it's about half the weight of wood. The first one ever done, I believe, was in New Zealand. There's some cool videos on that if you'd like to check them out. We're just going to go around, kind of show you a look at what we got going on and some of the things that we're planning on doing. For example, right here you see a mini split sitting on the tongue here with some solar panels. We're going to be doing a solar powered mini split. That's something that we're going to offer. Has 3 panels on the roof. It'll run 12,000 BTUs, which is more than enough for a small space. I think it'll go as high as 800 square feet. Our particular tiny house here is about 300 square feet, so it'll be more than enough. And being off-grid and energy efficient is important to us as well. And so full off-grid capabilities are available if you'd like, or of course if you want to be full power hookup, we can do that too. So from there, if you'll see in the background here, you see one of our windows. We do all high-end windows. This one's a vinyl outside inside because our inside is going to be white. It's all OE, tempered glass, argon, and all of them crank out in some form or fashion, either vertical or sideways. We also have a skylight on the roof, which is not installed yet. It's going to be a Velux roof window, which is going to be very nice. So you can get out on the roof if you need to, as an escape hatch, or maybe just want to hang out. From there, we'll just kind of take a tour. We're going to be doing a tongue groove siding, pine, stained and sealed, going up everywhere. As you can see here, we have the door in. It's a all composite frame, so it can't rot. Tempered glass, of course, and we chose to do the blinds and the glass as well, just to kind of give you some privacy if you want to. And of course you can see some more windows, they all flip out. There's 6 windows across the top, which puts in a whole lot of light. And you come this way, we're starting to build our structure for the back here to house some propane tanks and some solar powered batteries as well. This particular tiny house is going to function semi like an RV and like a home. So it'll have some DC lights, the fridge, and the stove of propane. So when you're off grid, those things will function. And of course, when you're on shore power, everything will run just like a normal house would. This is the other side of the house. On the other side of this window is where the kitchen is, so there'll be a sink right there. And I could have put a double window here, but I chose to go with a bigger flip out window. I think it adds another dimension to the house and adds a lot more light, which is pretty cool. And now we're on the inside, guys. If you'll come this way, there'll be a countertop that wraps around this beam right here that's supporting the load up there. Of course, countertop here. Propane fridge starts about right here. We're going to be doing granite countertops in this one. On the other side, there'll be a staircase starting about between the window here, coming up to the loft space. And of course, countertops all the way across. Sink will be in the center, of course, right by the window. Propane stove with oven will be in this particular one as well. The bathroom starts, about right here. There's going to be a Nature's Head compost toilet in there. Of course, a linen closet. There's going to be a combo washer dryer unit as well in here. And we're bouncing the idea around of doing I think it's called an Arturo or Arfuro bathtub. If I'm wrong with the name, I apologize. Because our space is kind of limited, but I still wanted to give the option of a bathtub and a stand-up shower, so we're thinking about custom making one of those for this as well. And obviously the loft is above us. This right now is 6'8", so it's a good height and plenty of room up there as well. It's actually a 10-foot deep loft. We're going to have some built-ins probably down the side and maybe on the front here so you can store your clothes and things. And you can't quite tell right now, of course, but there's a cutout right there for this roof skylight by Velux, and it is a open hinge roof window, so you can get completely out of the structure if you need to. It also has a flap on it when you put the hinge down. It lets it breathe as well, so you can always introduce fresh air into the space without getting wet when it's raining, which is pretty important. Because these things are pretty small, and we're going to be doing closed cell foam, so it's going to tighten the envelope up so much you need to find a way to add some fresh air in. So that's the reason we chose that particular skylight, so that we can do that. Okay, and if we come this way, we're debating on how we're going to lay this out, but we're thinking a built-in that wraps around with a flip-out bed. There'll be a table that flips up for eating or just hanging out. The wraparound countertop is also designed for that as well, for bar stools. And above us, of course, is another loft space. It's a little bit smaller than we would like it to be, but in this particular one it needed to be this way. So either it's storage or a loft. You can fit a person up here if you wanted to. But that's another reason we're doing the flip out bed as well. So if you had some guests over, you can have somewhere to sleep. So I think that's about it for in here. So appreciate it. Hey guys, we're going to talk about the trailer build that we did. We took 2 of our customized trailer frames here in Chattanooga all the way to Austin, Texas to get our actual steel frame. We started out by outfitting the floor before we left with them because once we got there they had to be completely finished so they could put the frames on there. Like I said, we brought 2. One was for us, one was for the steel frame manufacturer because we actually took that one to the Tiny House conference in Oregon, and I flew up there and met those guys. And we promoted the steel frames up there along with our Tiny House Trailers USA site. We built a site that sells the trailer bases across the country, and we're basically just trying to make it easier for people to find a tiny house trailer no matter where they live and to save on some shipping. So that site is just about finished, so stay tuned for that. But you can see here in the video, we started with just a steel frame that was custom made for our tiny house. It's 100-inch wide, made out of 3/16 tubing, 7-gauge steel on the fender wells, which are structural. We did that for 2 reasons, so that you can build on them. Number 2, we did it so when a tire blows out, it'll take the hit and not end up inside your house, which is probably gonna happen on some trailers. As you can see here, guys, we're doing some seal gasket around the entire frame on the inside. Anywhere that we had wood touching the metal, we put a seal gasket on. Also, we went ahead and insulated it. It's got a R21 insulation inside with a true floor on top, so it's sealed up pretty nice. We had to do a few extra steps with the gluing of some of the seams and everything because we were going to move it to Texas in case it rained. Of course, normally when you build one of these, it's sitting either covered or where it can't get wet, and of course this already has the insulation inside and we didn't want to get it wet, and so we took a few extra precautions for that. It is completely bolted down to the frame, the 2x6 frame, so there's 5.5 inches of insulation in there. And like I said, that's R21 for us. There's also a galvanized steel pan underneath that's layered and screwed to the bottom of the frame to keep out the water, the bugs, the animals, anything that might want to get in there. And so from there, we stacked them on top of each other when we were finished. Drove 18 hours straight to Texas, met with the frame CAD guys over there in Texas. Their company name is Volstruct. That's their company name out there. From there, these guys already had our plan. They already had the frame bent and ready to go in 4 pieces. The ceiling was its own piece, a couple other things. And we started installing it together. I wanted to go and actually learn how they did it, so when we're doing it here, we know exactly what to do. And so it was a pretty fun process. Those guys are pretty cool. And then of course we brought it back. And so as you can see here from the other videos, the structure is here and we've started doing our build. The other one, like I said, went to the Tiny House Conference in Oregon. It was a lot of good turnout for that. They were all interested in the frame because of its weight and its strength properties. And of course from there we sold it to a tiny house builder up there who is actually going to take it and outfit it, and he's interested in it as well as getting some more frames from us. So stay tuned for that.